This is a special presentation of CBS 4 News, Veterans Voices, honoring those who serve.
I, Mayanin Cázares.
I, Micaela Reyes.
I, Ricardo Peña.
Do solemnly swear or affirm
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining us for this very special broadcast where we honor our nation's veterans on this Veterans Day. I'm Chris Jacobs.
And I'm Derek Garcia. Chris, we're here at the Iwo Jima Memorial. Now, this is not just a memorial. It's also a message to future service members and the final resting place for a Marine known for his bravery.
Tucked away in the second largest city in Cameron County is the memorial to World War II Iwo Jima soldiers. The Arlington, Virginia monument is the most known image, but the original model used by sculptor Dr. Felix W. Del Weldon is in Harlingen, Texas. The massive sculpture was donated to the Marine Military Academy in 1981, and it took 6 weeks to build, piece by piece.
It's the symbol of freedom. It's the symbol of resilience, the strength of individuals as a team. It says everything about the Marine Corps and about the United States.
Colonel Christopher Dowling molds young cadets from across America to become future soldiers. Some will move on to defend America in the armed services, and if needed, make the ultimate sacrifice.
The individual who's buried behind here, Harlan Brock, Corporal, who was killed on Iwo Jima, one of the original Marines that's holding up the flag, was buried here now.
Harlan grew up on a 40-acre farm here in the Rio Grande Valley with his parents and 5 other siblings. At 18, he joined the Marines, not knowing his service would become historic. Harlan and his 5 comrades raising the larger American flag at Mount Suribachi is perhaps the most iconic photograph from the war. And Brock is memorialized holding the flagpole along with other soldiers who represent America's service members then, now, and for all time.
Out of those 6 men, 1 came from Czechoslovakia, so he was an immigrant. You had another one who was an American Indian. You had another one who was from Iowa. I mean, just the men that were there, it's the common thread of what America's about.
Now, Corporal Block was killed in combat, and he was posthumously awarded the Purple Heart.
All right, Derek, and he's not the only recognizable Valley veteran. There's another you've probably seen on TV or even in the New York Times. He testified before Congress about the damage the border wall would cause to his property.
Right. Rodnando Anzaldua shares his story with CBS 4's Rocio Villalobos and about his life after the Air Force.
Renaldo Anzaldua is a Valley native. He joined the Air Force right out of high school in 1964 to fight in Vietnam.
The work there was 24 hours a day most of the time, and we rested very little. We were always working.
Anzaldua followed in the footsteps of other family members who served, but his primary motivation of joining was to learn how to fly.
But that's basically what I joined the Air Force for, and I never flew in the Air Force, except to go from one place to another.
Later in life, he did obtain his pilot's license, but while with the Air Force, he had an important task in combat support.
Basically what I did, I just ordered things for the airplanes, like avionics and fuel and anything that would keep them flying.
He says his time with the Air Force taught him discipline, how to work with others, and to appreciate all he had. And while the country did not warmly welcome him upon his return, his experience granted him other opportunities.
The military helps in a lot of ways. For one thing, it opened a lot of doors for me in the civilian side of it, because I joined the United States Customs Service.
Anzaldua worked with U.S. Customs from 1969 to 2000, retiring as a customs supervisor and inspector. And through the GI Bill, he was also able to attend college and graduate with a criminal justice degree, which opened even more doors for him.
At the time, I was the only special agent who could speak Spanish in the office, so I spend a lot of my time working in Mexico gathering intelligence.
The Anzaldua family's veteran legacy has continued, with the son now working in the Naval Reserve. In his retirement, Anzaldua spends time gardening and fighting against the border wall threatening his family's land along the Rio Grande River in Mission. Working for you in Mission, Rocio Villalobos.
Now, when most people hear life-threatening illness, it's very hard to overcome that. For two Valley veterans, life is just beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Tonight, CBS 4's Faith Woodard introduces us to a father-daughter duo, both serving in the military, but now they're fighting a very different battle back home.
No, we can't talk about what we usually talk about.
With his boot kicked up and sitting on the porch, it's a typical day for Angelica and Jesus Perez. But laughs and good times aren't the only things this father and daughter share. Both are veterans. Jesus, a former Marine, and Angelica served in the Navy.
When I joined the military, it was as if I was used to everything because my dad raised us that way.
But life in the military wasn't always easy. Jesus fought in Vietnam.
The shooting didn't stop. It's 24 hours a day.
Both still struggle with PTSD, but lately their hardest fight is with their health.
I've had a total of 3 strokes, 15 mini strokes.
She also has lupus and heart problems. Jesus is sick too, and it's terminal.
I rode that disease till the end. I was dying in that trailer.
He was stubborn.
I was already dying. And it was 2 a.m. in the morning when I said, I can't take it no more.
He didn't know, but I mean, when I found out, like, I wanted to die. My dad. That's my dad.
Jesus had surgery back in 2019 to give him more time, but since then, he said no to any other treatment.
I'll let a doctor do what he wants to do, but only as far as I want him to go. He's not going to push me into anything.
And this mindset of controlling how you go out in life is something they both share.
We decided not to further any more medical for both of us.
It's a decision they haven't revealed to many people and something they say few will understand. Both have already dealt with major surgeries and don't want to put their families through that again.
It's hard, man. I'm not going to lie. I mean, nobody wants to die. But I want to die with honor. You know, I don't want to die sick.
And it's something they say is common among veterans.
A lot of us have that. A lot of veterans don't go to the doctor, don't go do this, and we ignore a lot of stuff because we want to maintain that honor in us. I don't want to die because I'm laying on the couch sick and dead. No.
It may seem odd, but these two say they feel more in control now than ever. And rather than dwelling on their illnesses, both have decided to make the most out of the time they have left together. To them, it's all about maintaining quality of life over quantity. And for other veterans who may be battling something similar,
I mean, you don't quit. If they tell you you're sick, don't quit. Live your life.
Working for you in Edinburgh, I'm Faith Woodard.
Yeah, really inspiring story there, and both say they love to travel despite their illnesses.